Hello and welcome to another Chris McPherson Show live watch-along NBL Thursday Night Hoops. It's the freeway series between the Sydney Kings and the Illawarra Hawks. Local rivals that love to go toe-to-toe and plenty on the line tonight. The Kings with a shot to go second on the ladder after Southeast Melbourne slipped in Perth last night. While the Hawks, they're looking to close off that gap and chase down that play-in berth that looks so unlikely only a matter of weeks ago. Sydney have got players out of action, but they've recruited well. Matthew Dellavedova has been cleared to play. Torrey Craig should be back on deck as well. And this is looking fairly stacked to the brim when you have a look at the starting lineups that they can roll out. Meanwhile, on the other side, you've got JaVale McGee, Wani Swakala Bullock, Tyler Harvey, all ready to start, and then Dave O'Hickey coming off the pine. It is set for a big clash. Xavier Cooks is back on the extended list as well for the Kings. Will he kit up tonight? That'll be another question. But the Kings are looking absolutely chock-a-block, full to the brim with talent, as are the Hawks. This should be a mouth-watering clash. The Hawks sit 2 wins out of 6th with 2 games in hand on Tasmania, so they are on the chase down. While Sydney, a win tonight, as I said, will lift them to second. So we cannot wait to see what comes. Hello, AJ. Hello, Omar. Quinta, all good to see you all in the chat nice and early, guys. Thank you, all of you, for jumping on. If you haven't already, make sure to hit like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, we'd love it if you hit subscribe. Get involved in the comments too. Don't be shy. Feel free to toss up almost anything. We've gone into some weird and wonderful tangents and directions over this NBL season already. And we're happy to keep going there. It's a nice social place. We love to talk hoops. We love to talk anything realistically that you see hitting the button. But let's have a look at the starting lineups as we count down 3 minutes till tip off. So for the Illawarra Hawks, JaVale McGee in jersey 0, Tyler Harvey, their captain, in 1, Wani Swakala Bullock in 9, Wally Bales in 14, and Quentin Peterson, QJ Peterson, will be in jersey 77, the starting 5. Hello, Ken. How are you? Good to see you back, my friend. The bench for the Illawarra Hawks, Jackson Ball, William Davo Hickey, Daniel Greeter, Sam Froling, Johnny Narkle, Todd Blanchfield, and Mason Peatling. I'll come back to you in 1 second, AJ, once we run through the team list. And for City Kings, Kendrick Davis, the 1. He is the captain tonight. Tyler Robertson's listed to start. Jalen Galloway, Tim Suarez, Makawach Malawach. Interesting starting 5. And coming off the bench, Torrey Craig, Hunter Goodrick, Sean Bruce, Matthew Dellavedova, Xavier Cooks, Quat Noy, Gok Malawal, and Lueth Awan, all listed. I think there's going to be one of those that sits out by my maths. That's 13. So we'll see what they run with. Yes, Adelaide did make the cup final after Perth got the win over Southeast Melbourne. Southeast Melbourne won the first quarter, which essentially meant that no matter what Perth did, they weren't getting there. And so that is the way it crumbled. So it will be New Zealand and Adelaide playing in the cup final. $300,000 on the line for the winner on the 22nd of February. So speaking of Illawarra, trying to chase down this elusive play-in berth and get into 6. They run home. They've got the Sydney Kings tonight away. Then they go to the Perth Wildcats at home. They've got Adelaide at home. They go over to New Zealand. Then they host the Kings, Melbourne United, and Jack Jumpers on the road to finish, which it could come down to that final game. Yeah, I did see that. Sometimes it's just hard. And again, one-off game sample size. I think it's consistent betting, right? But it sucks. I had a little nibble on a couple of them too, mate. So yeah, his name is Christian Doolittle. Yeah, he is not a doctor though, Omar. So it's okay. He's not wasting his time talking to animals. Not that talking to animals would be wasting time. I'd love to be able to talk to my dog. Well, I talk to her. I'd love to be able to understand her. Anyway, like I said, we go off on tangents. Give me an inch and I'll take a mile, guys. Great to have you all with us. Great to have you tuning in for Thursday Night Hoops. Nothing on the weekend, mate. I'm normally doing commentary and stuff for other sources on the weekend, but I've got some personal commitments this weekend. So I normally just do these midweek. Yeah, I don't like anyone for the Super Bowl, to be honest, AJ. I'm really disappointed in that, but Probably leaning towards Seattle if I have to have a lean. Expected to do more. Well, we did expect him to do more last night. That is exactly right, Omar. Well played. I like the turn of phrase there. Very good. I'll do the 5:30, so the early game tomorrow, the New Zealand Melbourne United game will be the last one for this round, AJ. But yeah, nothing Saturday, Sunday my time, and then we'll be back next week, I think, with maybe the Thursday game, just depending. Traveling for work next week, so I just got to try and squeeze it all in. I haven't. No, again, a bit like the early game last night. I've been pretty under the pump. I haven't. I was just having a look just before we came on live, and I have a couple of things in my slip here that I need to actually fire on. But it looks like they've taken them off my slip already, and they've gone live. What is that about? Let's have a look. They've taken the game down already because they're ready to tip off. -4.5. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think it'll probably land somewhere between, say, 4 to 10 tonight. I think Illawarra are going to be right in this. I'd be intrigued to know what the total was. That's what I was trying to look at just before, as I was trying to get this all set up. You go on the overs, Ken, just for something different. I like that. I just see that now. Look, I'll just be channeling. I'd be channeling the unders if I was going anything here, but the game's about to tip off any second now, Omar. And it is underway. McGee wins the tip-off, but it falls in favour of Malawach. Feeds it back. Kendrick Davis for 3 from the top of the three-point line. Doesn't get it. Malawach gets a hand to it, but McGee wins the rebound. Tyler Harvey swing it back. JaVale McGee. Harvey in. Gets the first bucket. Illawarra go to the lead. 2-0. Too easy, AJ. We'll chat to you then, my friend. Thanks for joining in early. Kendrick Davis swings it out to Robertson. There's a little touch on it from Harvey. I think he's maybe jarred his finger here. He's going to check out. Kendrick Davis to Robertson. Quick fire back to Davis. Pops it up for Suarez. Swakala Bullock all over him. They're moving the ball quickly, Sydney. Davis drives into the lane. Nice little layup off the backboard. Levels up at 2-all. 45 seconds gone. Hey, Hez, I'm good, mate. How are you going? Good to see you back. Illawarra now working it around the perimeter, driving into the lane. Mason Peatling couldn't get it to go. Rebound falls for Galloway. Galloway just allowed free rein all the way up to and a step over the free throw line. Takes 2 for the home side. 4-2. Kings have beaten Illawarra twice already this season, including on Christmas Day. Was fortunate enough to be there for that one. That was a thumping win for the Kings in the end. Illawarra looking a very different side just a month later. McGee lobs it over the top looking for Peatling. He takes it and puts it home. Just an easy layup there. Davis goes into Bales. That'll just depend, Jay. It will depend on commitments with my regular commentary, etc. So if we can squeeze some in, maybe some Thursday nights, that might happen. We'll see what's happening as it gets to winter and what the workload is with podcasting and everything else, my friend. Kendrick gets the first free throw. I'll be sure to chat to you about that, mate, especially if it is your beloved Parramatta Eels, Jay. Davis with 2. Of course, if you just joined us for the first time, make sure to hit like on the video. If you're joining us for the first time tonight, if you're joining us for the first time overall, make sure to hit subscribe and stay up to date with all your NBL and plenty of other sport as JaVale McGee tries to drain a 3. Swakala Bullock swats it back from under the post, but it goes out of bounds. Pretty frenetic start. Yes, they are. They are, Jay. They are the closest team to Newcastle. The next closest would be Illawarra. They're based in Wollongong, about an hour and a bit south of Sydney, the other side of Sydney. Do I bet money on the games? I do, yeah. Yeah, when I get organised enough to be doing that. Nice three-pointer there for the Kings. 2 minutes 15 gone. They lead by 5. But yeah, YH, I do have wages on the games when I get organised enough. As I said, I was pretty busy with work and a couple of other things this afternoon, so didn't get my bets down today. But yeah, more often than not, we'll have normally 2 or 3 wagers. I'll quite often, again, when I've got a bit of extra time, I will do the Hoops Hype episodes where I preview the game. Suarez for 3. Misses it by a mile. Robertson gets the ball away. Davis now. Back into Suarez in the lane. Tries to lay it up. McGee gets the stop. On Kalshi. No, I don't know what Kalshi is, mate. Is that a betting site in the US? Davis. Missed off. Malowach goes to the hoop. Yeah, no, I use Australian betting sites. So we've got some different bookies over here. Oh, wrong way around there. Let's fix that. There we go. Sorry, guys. 11-4. Yeah, so I tend to use, I've got a few different accounts here. Australian bookmakers. Swakala Bullock comes back with a rebound. Galloway's on the floor here. McGee under the post. Ball moving in. Peatling throws it up. And we're going to have a foul on Tyler Robertson, I think. So I think Illawarra will go to the line here. Just waiting for the replay to clear. Xavier Cooks checks in. Great to see him back. Delvadova's in as well, also back tonight. Good news for Sydney Hoops fans. Peatling gets the first, but misses the second. That is a conversation I can have a chat to you offline about, Jay. That's completely separate to this channel as Suarez gets another bucket. Just shoot me a DM, mate, and we can talk about that. Swakala Bullock back. QJ Peterson for 2, just inside the 3-point line. And he hits it. Misdirected pass from Davis goes into the foot of an opponent. Oh, that's all good, mate. That's all good, not a problem at all. Rolling checks in. McGee checks out. Delvedova gets it to Suarez. 14 on the shot clock. Delvedova sweeps to the left, just lobs it up over the top, doesn't get it to go. Gone out of bounds. We're going to have a look at here who the last touch was. They're going to go jump ball. So it'll be Illawarra Hawks ball at the baseline. 5:50 on the clock. Only about 3 or 4 weeks until the finals, Jay. And your leading scorers, you'd expect probably Kendrick Davis and either maybe a Tyler Harvey or a JaVale McGee, depending on how many minutes he plays for Illawarra. Xavier Cooks just for the runaway bucket there. 5:30 on the clock. Illawarra have called a timeout. They trail 15-7 after 5.5 minutes. Whoever watched the Shangzi Lungs, is that CBA YH? I don't watch a lot of the CBA, unfortunately. I think they're the Raptors, something like that, from if they're the team I think we're talking about. Yeah, I think they I think they go by the Raptors and Brave Dragons. It's hard in the Chinese league. Some of them have got multiple different names, which is very confusing as well if you don't watch it all the time. I'm just looking them up now. It looks like they're playing a game a little bit later on tonight. You looking at having a wager on that? I cannot give you any insight there. Apart from I can see that they're 9th out of 20 teams and they're playing the team coming 8th. Some interesting team names though in that competition, that is for sure. The Ducks, the Golden Stars, the Brave Dragons, the Flying Leopards, the Long Lions, the Flying Tigers, the Gold Lions, the Monkey Kings, the Dragons, the Blue Whales, the Brave Dragons, the Golden Stars. Current favourite player in the NBA, I'm a Miami Heat fan, and he's a little frustrating sometimes for me, but currently Bam Adebayo is my favourite in terms of Miami, but I love watching Josh Giddey as well as an Aussie. Good to see you, Jay. Thanks for coming on for a little bit of the first quarter, mate. We'll talk to you soon. What about you, Omar? Who's your go-to in the NBA? Players, clubs, either way. Who's your team? Who's your favourites? 5:19 on the clock here. Illawarra in possession, swinging it around at the baseline. QJ Peterson bounce pass for Froling. Trying to swing it round. The Great Barrier Thief can. Luka Doncic. Yeah, that's a pretty standardised sort of answer, I would have thought. As we get a foul here called on Illawarra. I'll tell you what, I can't wait. I reckon his brother's going to go. I think he slid down a bit, I think, in the Phantom drafts I'm looking at. So, but I think he'll go close to the top 10. YH, no, I don't. Ken Wemby is a good man. Kyrie, yeah. Kyrie's, could have been playing for Australia, Kyrie. First one's missed for Torrey Craig. Second one goes. Yeah, Kyrie Irving, I think, was born out here. Could have declared for Australia. I think his brother was playing basketball out here for the Bulleen Boomers back in the days. The Hawks get a bucket back. His dad, so and he holds American and Australian citizenship because of that. YH, I don't know if I answered this, but no, I don't play basketball, mate. I grew up more of a rugby player over here. I love watching the basketball and being around the basketball. Done a lot of commentary for, I guess, the equivalent of the G League for the NBL. So it's called the NBL 1, which is the level below the NBL. Foul, Kendrick Davis is going to go to the line for 2 shots. The Sydney Kings in the NBL, but overall would be the Newcastle Falcons who play in the NBL 1. Kendrick Davis gets the first one. And the second one, 9-point lead. Back out the equal biggest lead of the match. Greeter's out there. He gets up, banks one off the glass and takes 2 points. Davis stepping around, trying to find space. Peterson guarding him tightly, gives it off Dellavedova. Up against Harvey, spins away from him and hits the bucket, but we're going to have a foul. Offensive foul. That's a tough call. I don't know that he had his feet set there and he's leaning in. Anyway, call's been made. Greeter inbounds to Davo Hickey. 4:20 on the clock. Yeah, that's understandable, YH. Sometimes you just got a Greeter for 3. Doesn't go. Froling with the rebound. I wouldn't say the Hawks are gone yet, but they're going to need to step it up a notch. Froling fires it out. Greeter for 3 again from the left wing and drains this one. That's a nice shot. Back to a 4-point ball game. 3:53 on the clock in the first quarter. Great to have you all with us. If it's your first time tuning in to the channel, make sure to hit subscribe. First time joining us tonight, make sure to hit like on the video and get involved in the comments. Torrey Craig gets a bucket for the Kings. 3:38 on the clock. Illawarra in possession. Davo Hickey, Greta falling away, tries to bundle it back in. Quatnoy has to do the same thing on the sideline and gets it. Finds its way to Tory Craig, who drives to the corner of the lane. Tries to swing it out for Kendrick Davis, but it's batted down by Davo Hickey. He's going to claim that Davis got the last touch, but the referee says no. He's asking the coach to challenge. The coach says no, we're not challenging now and using it for that. I am watching on ESPN in Australia. Tory Craig to Xavier Cooks. Craig thinks about the three, gives it back. Dellavedova swings it round. Quatnoy drives into the lane, gets up and under the hoop, but just overcooks it. No bucket. 3:10 on the clock. Yeah, unfortunately for the NBL, it doesn't have much American coverage or in a lot of other countries either, which is a little frustrating, but it does create a nice little niche for us to do some coverage here and bring it to you all. Quatnoy with a little spin. Davo Hickey steals the pass, though. Nice interception. 2:46 on the clock. It's a low-scoring quarter so far. 3-point shot from Harvey. Finds the front of the rim, but it trickles back to Greta. Froling hands it off again. Harvey sweeping around the screen. Gives it back to Froling. Bounced away from Cooks. Shot is a shocker. Doesn't go. And Sydney drive the ball down the other end. Craig on the ball. Steps back from the corner of the lane. Gets absolutely cleaned up in the collision in the end. Misses the shot, but play on, says the referee. Todd Blanchfield's out there now for the Illawarra Hawks. Harvey in possession. Gives it to Davo Hickey. Nice little lob pass for Froling. And Xavier Cook swats it away and says, get that crap out of here. It's called the score bet, but now the same thing. I'm not sure what you're referencing there, as we see a three-pointer for Quatnoy doing what he does. King Quat, Newcastle's finest. The score bet, is that website that YH was talking about before, Ken? And there's a foul there. That's a foul from Malowach outside the three-point line on Tyler Harvey, and that's going to be 3 shots. Harvey at the line. Misses the first one. Kings fans will be up and about here. Miss another one. It's free cheeseburgers. He hits that one. No free cheeseburgers, Kings fans. 23-15. Third shot at the line now for Harvey. And he hits it. 23-16, a minute 33 to go in this first quarter. Malowach drives towards the edge of the lane, just gets up, banks it off the glass, takes an easy 2. Harvey goes all the way himself. No, sorry, Hickey, goes all the way himself. 25-18, 1:10 on the clock. Dellavedova, Quatnoy open 3, doesn't go. McGee's back out there, takes the rebound. Hands it off. Davo Hickey. Out wide, Blanchfield back to Hickey. Gives it to McGee, backing his way into the post. Suarez gets in the way, he gets the block. You don't see many people block JaVale McGee in this league. Quatnoy shapes for the 3, drives into the paint. Gives it back out, Dellavedova. He flicks it, no look. Turns over, pass back. Harvey goes uncontested, lays it up at the hoop. 5-point ball game, 34 seconds on the clock. Well, there's plenty of action, guys, that's for sure. They're coming home fast, these two sides. Dellavedova misses. Goes to fire it out. Tory Craig. 23 seconds, Ken. And the Kings hit a bucket there through Craig for 3. 15 seconds on the clock. Harvey. Now, Hickey. Managing it down. 6 seconds on the clock. Gets a spin. Looks the shape to McGee. Decides better of it. Goes himself. McGee tips it home just before the buzzer. 28-22. KVN, no, mate. I will lose my channel if I do that. I can't share the stream. I'm going to run my stream off a separate device to what I do the stream. Took the Hawks under 89.5. Well, they're right on the money at the moment for you, AJ. Good to have you back. Omar, very nice, mate. Snuck under. It's always a good result. Do I think the Hawks have a chance? I think they have a slim chance, but they need to step up what they're doing at the moment. Their execution just isn't quite there. They're shooting at 43%. That could be a little bit better. And they just need to get more ball to JaVale McGee in that post. -4.5 does live on. I'll tell you what, the 190, not looking too bad at this stage. 50 points in the first quarter can. Keep that up and you'll absolutely smash it in. But we saw what happened last night. I think they had 56 or something in the first quarter, and they had like 23 in another quarter or something wild. It was all over the shop. Big quarter from the Kings here. Need a big defensive quarter from the Kings. That's what you need, AJ. Chasing that under 89.5. But as we know in this league, anything can and will happen. What are our thoughts in terms of the NBA trade deadline for you guys that are NBA fans? Giannis coming out, was that today, saying that he's open to offers. He's left it late enough. There's like a week left. Does he move? You reckon he's going somewhere? Who's got the capital for him? I'd say it's about on par for the Kings. I think they'll end up, if I was a wagering man from here, I think it'll end up probably about 101 to 93 or something like that. Or 99 to 91 or 90, somewhere around those sorts of score lines. There'll be about 10 to 12 points in, and I think Illawarra will hang in the fight here. I think they've got room to improve on that first quarter. The Kings got a little bit of room to improve, but they were pretty solid there. They were 3 from 6 from three-point range. Giannis to the Nets, Jar to the Pelicans. What are the Nets going to trade for Giannis? I've heard the Heat, the Hawks, the Knicks, and Golden State were the 4 favourites. Normally once or twice a week. Second quarter just underway, guys. Ton of picks and young talent. Is it a location he wants to go to? Maybe. You see Giannis in Golden State. Well, the story I heard today was that they made a move. They wanted to try and get Andrew Wiggins back, which is a weird move. But if they do that, they're losing trade capital to get him back from Miami. If that happens, he's definitely not going there. But I'd love him to come to Miami, but I think my bias is blindsiding me. JaVale gets some points there. That's what we're talking about if you're a Hawks fan. 54 seconds gone in this second quarter. Davis shapes for 3, steps inside the arc, fires one, doesn't get it to go, but there's contact, so we'll go to the line again. Too easy, AJ. We'll see you soon. Davis gets the first one. And the second. Back out to a 6-point lead. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Giannis. It's going to take an absolute haul of picks and assets. The Swakala Bullock hits a 3. That's nice. Out on the left wing. 30 to 27. Kendrick Davis cuts into the lane. Flicks it behind the back. No look pass out to Xavier Cooks. Outside the 3-point line. Jalen Galloway gets the handoff. Dribbles it forward to the free throw line. Little spin move and drains a nice 2. 5-point ball game, 8:21 on the clock. Harvey gets the ball in underneath the Swackler Bullock. Back to Harvey. He goes for a corner three and absolutely nails it. Nothing but net, 32-30. 2-point ball game. 1 minute 53 gone in this quarter. Ball inside for Cooks. Little spin move. Leaves it short. Manages to get his own rebound. Draws the foul. He'll get the bucket and one. Not quite what the Hawks needed. Cooks doesn't get the extra one. Not a noted free thrower. So back to your question earlier, YH, as Illawarra can't get that one done, but there's a foul there on McGee, so he'll go to the line. Stream normally once or twice a week, normally midweek, the Wednesdays and Thursdays, especially with the Ignite Cup. Just depends on what I can get done on any given week. But yeah, try and do at least one a week. And then we have all of our other content as well. Swackler Bullock, nice little jumper there. It wasn't two free throws because it wasn't a shooting foul. Ball open for Suarez, takes it to the hoop and brings it home. 36-30. 7:28 on the clock till half time. Great to have you all tuning in. If you join us for the first time, we'd love it if you gave the video a like. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure to hit subscribe. Oh, as Dave O'Hickey's just airballed a very short-range jumper. I don't know what he's doing there. He's left it well short. And get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. He makes up for it with an interception here. He's going to go to the hoop uncontested. Nice little soft layup. 36-32. 7 minutes to go in the first half. You're in Washington. Very good. Who's your sports teams over there? Are you just basketball the main sport for you, YH, or across all the major sports? 39-32. I missed that three-pointer going onto the scoreboard. There we go. And that one drops for McGee. 39-34, 6:40 on the clock. Great to have you all tuning in, guys. Don't be shy. Get involved in those comments. Kendrick Davis dribbles towards the top of the lane. Tim Suarez, open three, takes all day, sets his feet and hits it. Kings lead by 8. Suarez is on 7 points. Greeter goes in. It's going to be called an offensive foul. Kendrick Davis got himself set. Greeter was slow on the transition. Davis, too experienced, too smart for that. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair, YH. Mainly betting on the basketball, bit of American football. Who's your tip for the Super Bowl? Who's going to get it done? Cooks, lob pass over for Kendrick Davis. Suarez sets the screen. Davis. Greeter's all over him there. That's going to be a foul. That's going to be 2 shots. Put all my money on the Seahawks. Well, I don't have a whole lot of money, so I'll put some of it on there. I couldn't bear to bet on the Patriots after what they've put us all through over all these years. I thought they were supposed to be bad for a few years. Yeah, I was going to say they would be your neighbours. Yeah. Davis drains the first one. Been to the free throw line 7 times now. This will be his 8th free throw in a second. It's both those. He's up to 13 points already, and Greeter's got 3 fouls, so he'll take a seat. 6:05 on the clock. Don't be shy, guys. Get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from, what you're up to with your Thursday. Happy to chat any of the sports in the comments while we go here, bringing you all the action. 44-34, 5:50 on the clock. JaVale McGee, little jumper in the lane, doesn't go. Malawach takes the rebound, gives it off to Kendrick Davis. Kings in possession in the attacking half. Davis cuts towards the lane, steps back, fires it wide. Galloway from the right wing, bobbles out. McGee takes the rebound. Daniel Greeder from Illawarra has 3 fouls. Nice little block there from Quatnoy. Gives it off now. Kendrick Davis slices into the lane. Big opening there. JaVale McGee closes it down. Noy for 3. Falls short, but Suarez is there to take the alley-oop opportunity. That'll be a timeout for Illawarra. Kings have blown this one open. Timeout, Illawarra. So 46-34. Let's have a look at the games that come across the weekend, and it's a pretty jam-packed schedule over these next few weeks. Everyone gets through their remaining games. I think the last of the regular season games on the 21st of February, and then it'll be the 22nd will be that Ignite Cup final, the in-season cup between New Zealand and Adelaide. But the rest of this round, tomorrow the game will be covering 5:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, New Zealand versus Melbourne United. A little bit later in the evening, you'll have Cairns hosting Tasmania. Tasmania, the favourites there, despite a depleted lineup. Then Adelaide and Southeast Melbourne. That'll be a top of the table currently, depending on what Sydney does tonight. Maybe first and third. Illawarra will be at home against Perth on Saturday as well. And then Sunday, Tasmania host New Zealand. That's a big game in terms of the play-in permutations. And then Cairns host Sydney. This is why the Hawks shouldn't let 40-year-old players play on the team. Who's 40? JaVale's not 40, is he? A missed shot for Illawarra. Davis fires it in. No, Sam Froling. He's out there. He's been out there for a few moments. JaVale's... This is depressing, but he's younger than me. He's just turned 38 last week and a bit ago, JaVale McGee. 3-point shot for Illawarra falls short. And out of bounds off Sam Froling. Yeah, turned 38 last week. Happy birthday, Kendrick. The 19th of January. Quatnoy on the ball. He gets lost for options. They fire it through Craig to Suarez. Malawach gives it to Suarez. Little jumper from outside the lane. Doesn't go. Rebound taken by Mason Peatling. Great to have you all tuning in, guys. Don't be shy. Get involved in the comments. I'd love it if you give the video a like, or if you're enjoying the content, the channel, a subscribe. You need Sammy Froling for 6 rebounds. I'll keep you up to date with where he's up to. Swakala Bullock goes from the free throw line and drains a nice 2 for the Hawks to get it back to 10 points. Currently, your man Sam Froling has 1 rebound. So he's got a start for you at least, KVN. Suarez pops it over now. Davis. Suarez is going to come and set the screen to the outside. They fire it, but QJ Peterson gets a little touch on it, so it'll still be King's ball. 3:29 left, 3.9 on the shot clock. They're not going to have much to work with here. Yeah, they just seem a bit disjointed. That's been their story all season. Xavier Cook's 13. You're looking for 13 points, 13 rebounds. What are you chasing there, KVN? 13 points. He's come off the bench and he's already got 4. As Quatnoy gets another bucket. King Quat, the great man from Newcastle. Love his work. 3:20 on the clock. Yeah, if you let me know what it is, I can keep you updated. We'll do a quick recap of all the major scorers before halftime. Oh, sorry, at halftime. Malawach goes all the way and drains another 2. They're out to a 14-point lead. They're blowing this away pretty quickly at the moment, the Kings. 2:53 on the clock. So Xavier Cooks with 13 points. And nice 3 back there for Tyler Harvey. So Froling, 6 rebounds. Tim Suarez, 6 rebounds. And Xavier Cooks, I'm assuming, 13 points. Open 3 for Quat Noi. Gives it some air and drains it, does King Quat. He's up to 10 points as well. 3 players in double digits now. Kendrick Davis for the Kings, 13. Quat Noi for the Kings, 10. And Tyler Harvey is on 12. As he goes to the pine. You're asking KVNG what app they're using, YH? What app are you using, KV? Looks like there's a foul call on Kendrick Davis. Harvey at the line, hits the first one. And gets the second one, back to a 12-point game. They can just get a little run on a couple of stops, YH. You said it before. Cooks 13 points. Suarez 6 rebounds. Yeah, okay, no worries. KVNG will keep an eye on that. There's another 3 points. That was Torrey Craig. Kings are hitting threes for fun. They're shooting at over 50% from outside the arc. Harvey with a little fumble. Gets it to Swakala Bullock in the end. Hickey. He's open if he wants to take the 3. Decides against it. Gives it to Froling. Froling turns it over. Malawach is going to stride his way down court and take it to the hoop. Backwards dunk. Points for effort and artistry. 17-point lead. This has rapidly gotten away from Illawarra. So let's update you on those other numbers. Suarez already has 5 rebounds, so you're flying on that one. Xavier Cook's just 4 points, so he'll be playing limited minutes on his return. Hey, Lawrence, thanks for joining us. You need Sydney to cover -7.5. I feel like they might do that. Yeah, KVNG. Suarez is most of the way there for you, so you're leading your charge. Just working out what's happening here. $1:15 on the clock till halftime. 58-41. Sydney lead Illawarra. I think we've had a foul called against Illawarra. I think if they had Steph Curry and Wemby on this team, then they would turn this around. There's a bit of a gap in standard between the NBL and the NBA. I can tell you that right now. The 38-year-old JaVale McGee is top 5 to top 10 players in the league here. Dellavedova hits the first free throw. Good to see Dellavedova back after missing the last 3 games with concussion. Goes again, drains both those. All of a sudden, it's a 19-point lead. Things are starting to get very ugly very quickly for Illawarra. This quarter, 32-19. Three-point shot from Hickey doesn't go. McGee taps it in, as he's want to do. 54 seconds on the clock. 32-second differential, so there's plenty of time. Craig gives it off. Suarez is there. Craig sweeps around. Fires it back. Dellavedova. Malawach has a hand in his face. Doesn't mind. Drains the 3. Out in the 45-degree angle on the left. Back to a 20-point lead. No worries, YH. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. As I said, we'll be back tomorrow night for the early game as McGee gets another tip in. Thanks for tuning in, mate. It's been great to have you along. Thanks for keeping us company. 16 seconds on the clock. No shot clock now. Delavadova just taking up the time at an 18-point margin. Heading into the half. Delavadova breaks through. Gets into the lane. Little pop behind the back. McGee gets a tip on it. Suarez can't score. David Hickey will take a pot shot. Oh, he wasn't far away from three-quarter court out on the sideline. But at halftime at 63-45, the Kings lead the Hawks. Let's recap our big number getters so far tonight. So for the Illawarra Hawks, let's start with Tyler Harvey, 14 points, no rebounds, 1 assist. JaVale McGee is 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. And Daniel Greeter, 7 points, 1 rebound. Todd Blanchfield's got 3 rebounds. And that is the majority of our big scorers. Let's go over to the Kings on the same measures. And Kendrick Davis leads the way. He's got 13 points so far. 13 points, 3 assists. Malowach, 11 points, 5 rebounds. And no assists. Torrey Craig's got 7 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Noy, 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Now those big numbers you're looking for. Tim Suarez, 9 points, 5 rebounds, already no assists. Froling has still just the 1 rebound, and Xavier Cook's 4 points so far. If they're going to win this game, Omar, they would need to, but they have me perplexed at the moment. They've been consistent, 22 points and 23 points so far. So if they're going to find an accelerator here, I just don't think they can find an accelerator that's going to get them anywhere near the 100-plus points they're going to need to take the Kings down. Because even if the Kings have a quiet third quarter, let's just say they got 16 points in the third quarter, they're still at 79, and that probably means that they then put on 25 to 30 in the final quarter, which again gets them up to about 105, which leaves Illawarra looking well short. That's it. Our man Ken on the overs, looking very good. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, guys. I'll be back in about 6 or 7 minutes with the second half for you. But look forward to having you all back then. Make sure, if you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Be back in a few minutes with the second half. Looking forward to taking you through the next 2 quarters once we come back. Right, team, we're back. We've cut it fine. Third quarter just tipping off now. Good to be back with you. And we are all set getting things rolling. Ball out of bounds off Illawarra, and the Hawks get into it. Great to have you all tuning in. Well, now Sydney trying to work it around. Ball batted out of play by Illawarra, so it'll be King's ball again. Goes in under the hoop. Malawach gets another bucket. He's flying, is Malawach. Back out to a 20-point lead. Harvey can't get it to go. Ball out of bounds off the Kings. Illawarra Hawks ball inbound in the attacking half. QJ Peterson on the ball. McGee sets the screen. Peterson steps inside. Little underhanded layup, gets a bucket. Nice little jumper mid-range. Davis, it bobbles back in off the backboard. Get the stop, and they go straight down the other end. Galloway turns inside, spins away into the body. He's going to be called for travel. That seemed a bit creative from the referee. (67-47), 8:26 to go in the third quarter. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, and get involved in the comments. TJ Peterson has absolutely sold them up the river on that shooting foul, but he's gotten away with it. Good acting. He's going to go to the line here, Peterson. Interesting enough, both sides have had 41 field goal attempts. Excuse me, guys. That's he snuck off me from. Peterson misses the first. He's up for the second. Hits the second. Again, no cheeseburgers for the Sydney Kings fans. Sydney Kings turning the screws. Cooks waltzes down the court, flicks it back to Galloway. Little fumble, can't control it, out of bounds. Hawks ball. 8:11 on the clock. Great to have you all tuning in. Love it if a few more could hit subscribe. Help us tick towards that goal of 750 by the end of the NBL regular season. QJ Peterson, little spin move in the lane. Gets it out. Swakala Bullock. Swakala Bullock for three. Doesn't quite go. McGee tried to bat it back in, but he trips over the leg of Malawach on his way through, who comes through, takes it on, lays it up, and takes two. 21-point lead. It's the biggest lead of the game. 7:44 on the clock in this third quarter. Luke Longley sitting courtside, taking it all in, one of the part owners of the club. Now Peterson on the ball, dribbles it back over half court. Looks to accelerate, little stutter step, gives it off. Now Harvey sweeping around McGee. He looked to pop it up for his teammate. Doesn't need to. Does it all himself. Brings up the 50 finally for Illawarra after 2 minutes and 37 seconds of the third quarter. Sydney looking comfortable here. Looks like they'll take second spot on the ladder. Suarez, another open 3. That doesn't help Illawarra's cause, but it certainly accelerates the Kings. 72 to 50. Good shooting for the overs punters here. If you're tuning in, Ken, lucky Sir Nick isn't, because after last night, we've been 0 from 3 on the unders. Little fumble there. Swackler Bullock tries to fire off a 3-pointer. Doesn't go. And then there's a foul, as there's a fight for it from Blanchfield on Suarez, who'd taken possession of the ball. Changes for the Kings. Quatnoy checks in for Xavier Cooks. Xavier Cooks still only on 4 points. Suarez up to the 6 rebounds that we were chasing. Find out. Quatnoy open 3. Doesn't go. He almost waltzed away there. I think he thought he'd hit it. And Sam Froling is up to 2 rebounds so far. Val McGee, he's a busy man. Backs into the lane. Spin move. Overcooks it. Just bounces off the glass and bounces out of the rim. Davis fires it into the hand of Davo Hickey, and it goes out of bounds. 6:15 on the clock. They lead by 22. Don't be shy, guys. Stay involved in the chat. Let us know what you're up to on your Thursday. Tennis still ticking on too. We'll have some previews of the Men's Australian Open semi-finals in the morning, as Tim Suarez hits another 3 for the Kings. In the women's semi-finals, Arena Sabalenka up a set in the first of the semi-finals, 6-2, but she's down a break in the second set. So we've got a timeout here for Illawarra as they trail by 25. Again, the Kings now 4 players in double digits. Davis, Malawach, Suarez, and Noy. Just the 2 for Illawarra. So interesting to see. Kings an offensive powerhouse and a defensive unit as well. And as I said, this win, we'll see them shift up to second on the ladder. Played 16 home games already this season. I think they've only got one more to come after tonight. 12-4 home record. That is strong. 7-5 on the road. Perth and Adelaide, the most dominant teams on the road. Both 10 wins already this season on the road. On the other side of that, Illawarra, one of 3 teams with just 4 wins for the season on the road, alongside Cairns and Brisbane. Cairns and Brisbane, interestingly, have won more games on the road than they have at home, though. Back underway here. 6:05 on the clock. Greeters back out there. Working the ball. Finds Froling, who's out there as well. Gives it off. Harvey sweeping around. Fired out. Peatling. He just hands it straight to Suarez. Suarez to Noy. Suarez fumbles. Almost managed to turn it into a basket. But then Davo Hickey comes away with it. Gives it up for Greeter. Overcooks it, but Greeter managed to get the pass back. Harvey for 3. Leaves it short, but Torrey Craig has flattened him, so Harvey will go to the line for 3 free throws. A trail by 25 here. Harvey at the line, hits the first one. Just a reminder, the Kings beat Illawarra by 24 on Christmas Day and 27 in November. 20-plus point wins are not unheard of here, as Harvey gets another one. They certainly have the bragging rights this season over the defending champions. Certainly good to have you all with us. Make sure to hit like and subscribe and get involved in the comments, as the third Third free throw drops for Harvey. 75-53. Sydney Kings running away with this one. Well, they turn it over here. A loose pass from Davis. Greeter goes to the hoop. Pops it over the top, doesn't get it. Froling bats it back in, though. Takes the 2 points, and it's a 20-point ball game. Now Craig swings it out. Suarez open three again and hits another one. The big man can shoot, especially when those feet are set. He is absolutely red hot. Now, Illawarra, can they find a bit of a run here just to manage and ball touched out of bounds? I think the shot clock will remain, though. Four seconds on the shot clock. Greeter's going to work hard into the paint, try and get one away. Does get one away and gets the N1 on Kendrick Davis. Greeter hits the free throw. Quatnoy hits a couple back straight away. They don't muck about, Sydney. Looking back at replays, not helping the live. Sydney on top here. A foul come in on Davo Hickey. He goes to the line now for 2 free throws. Illawarra already well into the bonus. Hickey hits the first one. Trying to cut the lead back to 20 again. And there it is. Now Dellavedova, a little bounce pass for Cooks. Goes in, high angle off the glass and hits the 2. There's a rough one. They're making it hard for you, Ken. They're going to make you sweat, but I think you should be okay here. 142 with 4:04 in this quarter. And Davo Hickey's adding some points for you, and I think he's going to go to the line as well for another bonus one. He sure is. Good news for our man KV is that Sam Froling's picked up another rebound. Suarez is already home. Cook's not getting many points, though. He's up to 6 now. Not quite halfway there with not long to go. 14 to go. Hickey hits the free throw. 63-82 now. Dellavedova working the angles. Quatnoy. Torrey Craig bouncing around like a pinball. 400-game NBA star. Into Cooks. He leaves it short. Turned over. Hickey fumbles it. Fortunately, Tyler Harvey's there to clean up. Gives it off to Hickey. He fumbles it again. This time, Quatnoy's there to clean up. Dellavedova gets it moving quickly. Torrey Craig up against Mason Peatling. And Torrey Craig drops it for 2. Nice ball from Greeter back inside for Peatling. Swatted away, though. Cooks another stop. Loves the blocks. Does Big X. Dellavedova. 3-pointer. Doesn't hit. Cooks tries to tap it back and gets it there on the second effort. He'll get a rebound and he'll get 2 points. Now he's getting a move on. Peatling working it around. Back out to a 23-point lead. That was a wild 3-point shot there from Tyler Harvey. He was going in the complete wrong direction, turned back against the grain and managed to shoot it in one step. Quatnoy drives into the paint. Little spin move. Leaves it well short. Froling takes it away. Ball tipped in by Peatling. I don't think it'll be far away the way it's going. Yeah, up to at the moment, 154. Neither side's really bothering with any defence at the moment. Hard to watch if you're a Hawks fan. Knowing they need to win. I knew what you meant, Ken. That's okay. No. They've resorted to filling the timeout break with an interview with Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He looks like he's about 75 now. That is what's happening on the live streams. He was sitting there with Bogut before. Back underway now. Ball with the Kings. Jalen Galloway fires at Dellavedova. Robertson's back out there as well. Swings it to Dellavedova. Back to Robertson. He's a deceptive build, is Tyler Robertson. Dellavedova up against Dave O'Hickey. Gets underneath him. Can't get the bucket to go, though. Hickey does the job. Froling takes the rebound. Now fires it in. Peatling overcooks it, but there's going to be a foul called on Torrey Craig. That seemed rather generous. But they're the calls you tend to get in these situations when you're down by as much as they are. They were down by as much as 25 earlier. They've carved it back to 18. The question here is it going to be class shooting? I think it is, and Peatling's going to go to the line for two. The Hawks have led this game for 24 seconds, and it was the first 24 seconds after they scored. Since then, it's been all Sydney. 1:57 to go in this third quarter. Great to have you all tuning in. Just jumping off the first time. Would love it if you hit like on the video. And if you're enjoying having live commentary of the NBL brought to you, as the second of the free throws goes, then make sure to hit subscribe and get involved in the comments. Little fumble there from Quatnoy. Apologies, Torrey Craig, not Quatnoy. Noy's on the bench at the moment. Tyler Harvey on the ball, gives it to Froling. Froling trying to find an avenue. Harvey for three, and he hits it. Well, all of a sudden it's a 14-point ball game. Surely they couldn't do the unthinkable here, Illawarra. Tyler Harvey's up to 25 points. Dellavedova. Robertson thinks about the three, fakes it, gives it to Galloway on the wing. He can't get the three to go. Torrey Craig does well to keep it in bounds. Galloway comes, cleans up, hits the hoop. 2 points. 1:18 on the clock. 16-point ball game. We've seen teams close down 13-point three-quarter time gaps. Surely not a 16. Galloway up to 9 points. Dave O'Hickey gives it to Froling. Froling going to work. Lays it up, doesn't go. Ends up bobbling its way in. It does go. 88-74, 54 seconds on the clock. Could be two possessions here for the Kings. One for Illawarra if the Kings are smart about game management here. Then keep it at 15 plus. There's no turnaround. Cooks with a little mid-range floating jumper. Hits the 2. That takes him to 10 points for the game. So this treble for you, KV, if you're still watching. Oh, hey, Chris, sorry, I only just saw your message there. You need ESPN Australia to see it live. Missed bucket for Illawarra. Somehow, Blanchfield pulls it back. 10-second differential shot clock to the game clock. Dave O'Hickey working it around. Greeter. Back to Dave O'Hickey. Dave O'Hickey with a jumper. Doesn't go. Tory Craig does well to get it to Jalen Galloway. Fires it to Delavadova. 5 seconds on the clock. Delhi drains it down. Court. Xavier Cooks goes up. It does not drop. 1.1 on the clock. I think he's going to go to the free throw line. 90 to 74. 1.1 on the clock, and Cooks will be at the free throw line. He's already got 10. KV was chasing 13 points for Cooks and 6 rebounds for Froling. He only needs 1 more rebound for Froling and maybe 3 points at this stage, but maybe only 1, depending if Cooks can got his free throw shooting on. He hits the first. Doesn't hit the second. That was way off. Dever there from Illawarra to try and get it away, but there you go. That make that 5 players now for Sydney in double digits. 3 for Illawarra. Let's have a run through at 3/4 time. It's a 17-point ball game. 165 points. Ken, I tell you what, you're cruising at this point. You need 25 points in the last quarter. All right, so running it through for Illawarra, 25 points. Tyler Harvey leading the way. 0 rebounds. Let's just see if we can reset this so that we can get the assists in as well. There we go. 0 rebounds for him and 1 assist. We've got Daniel Greeter, 10 points, 1 rebound, no assists. JaVale McGee, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. And Dave O'Hickey, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Sam Froling is on 4 points with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. And on the other side for the Kings, leading the way, Tim Suarez, 18 points, including 4 from 5 from outside 3 points. He is absolutely on fire. He has 6 rebounds and 1 assist. We go to Kendrick Davis, 15 points, 5 assists, no rebounds. Makawach Malawach, 15 points, 6 rebounds. Quatnoy, 12 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Xavier Cooks, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. And then we go back to 9 points for Tory Craig, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. So a fairly complete performance from a number of the Kings players. Jalen Galloway also on 9 points with 4 rebounds and 2 assists, sorry. So they are firing on many cylinders at the moment. Delavadova got 7 assists, just 2 points for him. So there's plenty of numbers being put up from both sides. But I think when you have a look, there's only 2 more shots, field goal shots being made, attempted by Sydney. They have had 58. Illawarra have had 56. Sydney have made 7 more. They've also had made less free throws, but 11 of their 20 from 3-point range. 55% as opposed to 31.5% for Illawarra tonight. So that probably speaks to the challenge. Perimeter defending. Ken, you're 100% right. They could flop in the last quarter. Anything is possible. As I said last night, there was one of the quarters that wasn't much more than 25 points. But we are set for it. Of course, if you just join us, make sure to hit like. Make sure to hit subscribe. That way we can see you again tomorrow night for our New Zealand versus Melbourne United. If you hit the bell icon, you'll get notifications as well about when we drop episodes, when we go live, as Kendrick Davis gets up and over, hits the 2. If there's any doubt that Sydney were just going to ice this one, that has erased it. 19 points, 9 minutes 38 on the clock. JaVale McGee dribbling down court. He thinks he's a point guard. Swakala Bullock back. Harvey lobs it over. JaVale McGee back. Swakala Bullock slices through, gives it to McGee again. He doesn't want the shot from range. Hands it off. Harvey fires it out. Blanchfield slides his way in, gives it to Hickey, who gives it to McGee, who goes up and over for 2 points. Kendrick Davis has absolutely been flattened in the process. JaVale McGee's holding his head. He's copped a knock. For a big man, he does seem to get bruised easily. 93.76, 9:15 on the clock till we call this one curtains. Jalen Galloway for 3. Doesn't go. McGee gets the rebound out near the 3-point line. Harvey swings it out Blanchfield. Good impact off the bench is the experience of Blanchfield. JaVale McGee now. Dribbling it in from the corner of the lane. A little crossover. Spin against Suarez. Pop pass. Davo Hickey with a nice finish back over his own head. 15-point ball game. 8:45 on the clock. Malowach for 3 and hits it from the right wing. They just couldn't get pressure on him. That makes it 12 from 21. Bit of a collision there between Cooks and Harvey. Cooks did all he could to pull out of it. Harvey lost the ball. Kendrick Davis now working it into the lane. Opens up for him. Not enough to get a shot away. He pulls back. Malowach for another 3. Surely not. No, that one doesn't go, but Cooks gets a rebound. Drops, and he'll get one. So, Xavier Cooks goes to 13. All you're chasing now is a Sam Froling rebound, KV, if you're still here. Let me know if you are. Love seeing a bet come home. Sammy Froling, unfortunately, though, is on the pine at the moment. He's there, though, looking ready to rock and roll, just to get one rebound. Cooks for the free throw. Doesn't go. Suarez bats it up. Galloway can't come away with it. It lands with Blanchfield, who gives it off to Davo Hickey. 8:08 on the clock. Illawarra firing it round and round. KD going to work. He drives into the lane, pops it over Suarez. McGee just swats it away. Suarez thought he had a layup for the dunk. He was just cruising in there in fourth gear, but JaVale says no thank you. JaVale hands it off, Sparkle a bullet. Can't get it to go. JaVale bats it back. It goes to Kendrick Davis for the Kings. KD steps to the outside, tries to hand it off to Malowach, but doesn't quite go to hand. Stays 98-78, 7:32 to go. Cat and mouse is one word for it, Ken. It's a whole lot of offense and not much defense. Harvey gets a bucket. No, Davo Hickey, sorry, gets the bucket. 98-80. Kings' next hit out is against the Taipans on Sunday night in Cairns. Nice little bounce pass in from Davis. Cooks takes it home. Brings up the 100 for the Sydney Kings. And Xavier Cooks is up to 15 points. Hickey fires it into the lane for McGee, who just drives through everyone, gets some contact on the way through. He'll take 2 points, and he'll head to the free throw line. 6:51 on the clock. This is a nice move. Shoveled back. Davo Hickey saw the big man crashing into the lane. Gave it to him, and he drove through, picked up the contact on the way. He's up to 14 points. 10 more. You only need 8 more now, Ken. The countdown from here. 7 more. 7 more in 6 minutes and 51 seconds. Few changes for Sydney. But Noise back out there. Suarez is out there. Jalen Galloway's out there, and he gets the layup. 5 more, Ken. Countdown is rocketing down. I think you can call it. You can probably cash it. McGee takes the dribble on. Goes up and over. Spins around and around and around. And it drops. And you only need 3 now, Ken. It's nearly home, my friend. 1 bucket could do it. Davis going to work. Step back for 2. Doesn't go. McGee takes another rebound. That'll be 9 for him. Harvey out for Swakala Bullock. Swings at McGee. McGee's going to go for 3. The big man. That's why you don't shoot threes, JaVale. Wasn't horrific, but it wasn't pretty either. And it certainly didn't go home. Swakala Bullock's tackled Kendrick Davis here. We're nearly going to have a repeat of last night. Remembering that game last night, 7 ejections. KV was just talking about you, my friend. You have Xavier Cooks, 15 points. Tim Suarez has 6 rebounds. Sam Froling has 5 rebounds at the moment. So you need Sam Froling back out there for some minutes late in this one. Swaka Bullock just wrapped up Kendrick Davis. Kendrick Davis did not take kindly to it. High scorers on the Kings, 17 for Kendrick Davis, 18 each for Tim Suarez and Makawach Malawach, 15 for Xavier Cooks and 12 for Kwatnoy, 11 for Jalen Galloway. So 6 players in double digits and Torrey Craig on 9. They could have 7 players in double digits very shortly. Davis hits the free throw. Justin Tatum just asking about the push out from Davis. He hits the second free throw in the meantime. Been upgraded the foul. And so Torrey Craig gets the ball back inbound for Sydney. Froling is not in the game at the moment. I can see him sitting on the bench. Davis for 3, and he hits it. Kings are blowing this out. You're well and truly home now, Ken. Well done. Congratulations. Hey, Harry. Yeah, it is. That's all good, mate. Sydney are dominating. They're putting on a bit of a show. Illawarra are fighting hard, but it's just not good enough. There's been 3 times this season that Sydney have beaten them by 20 plus if this maintains. Malawach for another 3, and he hits another one. This is just lights out shooting from the young man. 21 points. I think that'll be career high for him. And Illawarra call a timeout. The youngster is absolutely firing. The man from South Sudan. I think he should get back in, KV. To be fair, it's just about whether or not he's going to have enough time to just pick up that extra rebound. But yeah, I would say so. JaVale's played 20 minutes already, so Froling's only played 14. I think he'll get a couple of minutes here. It's just about whether or not it's going to be enough. It's going to be a heartbreaking beat if it does get beat, though. So it's certainly been a game. 10 players in double digits still with more than 5 minutes remaining. So looking forward to seeing what can come of this from here. Plenty of points, that is for certain. The total was 189.5, and we're already at 195. We may rocket past 200 at this rate. If you just join us, make sure to hit like, get involved in the comments, let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying it, make sure to hit subscribe as well. Trying to build up those subscribers. The more subscribers we get over time, once we push up into those 4 digits, we'll be able to start bringing more content. That's the game plan. That's the key. And we'd love to hear from you what sort of content you want to hear, what you want to see. Now, Dave O'Hickey, an illegal screen. Have we on QJ Peterson? We have. 5 minutes on the clock. Sydney ball now, 110 to 85. Kendrick Davis leads all comers for Sydney with 22, but Tyler Harvey, the leading scorer in the match, with 25 points from just 7 field goals. So that's 7 free throws as well. Kendrick Davis, 10 from 10 from the free throw line. Davis, speaking of him, pops it up for Tim Suarez. Another bucket for the big man. Still, no. Froling is out there, KV. That's the good news for you. He's running some questionable screens. That's not the good news for you. He's out there. JaVale McGee's being rested. Meanwhile, 2 points for Illawarra through QJ Peterson. Missed one of the points earlier, so 112.88. Suarez for 3. He hits it. 115.88. This is a high-scoring affair. Frolling's in the paint. Just need a missed shot here and a chance for him to take it. 3-point shot for Illawarra. Frolling doesn't get the rebound, though. It falls for Kendrick Davis. 3:55 on the clock. Torrey Craig on 9 points already. Does he go to the basket himself? Stepping away, and he hits it. Another player in double digits for the Kings. They are upping the production. Davo Hickey. Oh, dear. He tried the finger roll from halfway through the lane and left it well short, but I think he's drawn a foul. KD checks out. Dellavedova checks in for the Kings. 3:38 on the clock. Been an interesting run home. Good to have you joining us, guys. If it's your first time joining for the night, make sure to hit like on the video. We would love that if you could. And we'd love it if you get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And of course, hit subscribe. As Davo Hickey gets another bucket. He's ticking away now, 15 points. Delhi gets down the other end and gets a bucket. Goodrick's checked in as well for the Kings. The great Steel City. I assume you mean Newcastle, not Wollongong, Harry. I know where you're tuning in from, mate, but thank you for getting involved in the comments. And we've got a foul drawn. I think Froling will go to the line here. No, it's going to be inbound at the baseline. Illawarra ball, 3:03 on the clock. Yeah, Froling is in, mate. Greedy goes up, another foul that drops, and they'll get the and one here. 3 minutes on the clock. Still just the 5 rebounds for Froling. $119.92. This is a mammoth score from the Kings. Greedy goes the line, hits that one. Make that 93. 26-point ball game. The Kings have led by as much as 29. Dellavedova. Torrey Craig. Sean Bruce checks in. And with 2 first names. Luetha Wan's in as well. He misses that though. And we're going to have an offensive foul call. That'll be Hawks ball. Davo Hickey inbounds. QJ Peterson's there. We're just looking for one rebound. Everyone get behind Froling for a rebound for our man KV. Froling's in the wrong spot now. He's way out of the paint. Now he's on the ball. Going to go up to shoot himself, is he? No, he fires it out. QJ Peterson goes up for 3, and he hits it. Well, he can't get rebounds off hit shots, but that's okay. Davo Hickey doesn't get it. Greedy gets the rebound and the follow-up points. Thought when I saw the blonde hair flying, it might have been Froling. Kings firing it down. Awan's there. Dispossessed by Johnny Narkle, who's in the game. Everyone's checking in now. Everyone's getting minutes. Narkle gives away a foul. Good to see Narkle getting some game time. I've actually got some raps on the kid. Thought he might have seen more game time this season. Torrey Craig's going to inbound. 2:07 on the clock. Froling is still out there, KV. Torrey Craig driving in. Steps back. Doesn't go. Froling was under that one too. Just got out muscled by Goodrick for the rebound. It was so close. Sean Bruce. Slices past one. Fires it wide. Quite Noy. Gets clipped. It's not quite Noy. It's Torrey Craig. Both similar build. And got the headband on. Torrey Craig will go to the line for 3 free throws. Just to add further points to this Sydney Kings total. Time ticking down. Not long left now, just in the wind down. It'll be a Kings victory. They'll move to second on the ladder. The gap will stay at 2 games between the play-in and Illawarra. Craig hits another one there. That's 120. Gets another one, 121. Craig on to 13 points now. Make that 14 points. Illawarra trying to find something. Losing 100 could be impressive. Greeter into the paint. Gets there, and he hits it. Froling was there waiting for that rebound for you, KV. That brings up the 100 for Illawarra. Greeter's up to 17 points. Torrey Craig going to work. Looking away. Doesn't go. Well, they count that as a rebound for Froling. That might just have done it. We'll see if that updates shortly. Froling working through. It's come off legs. Left, right, and centre. Still nothing updated, KV. 58.1 seconds on the clock. A little lag on the live stats. He's up to 6 rebounds, my friend. You are home, KV. As a foul's called on Torrey Craig, I think. Or is it Goodrick taking the foul? Johnny Narkle should go to the line here. 50.2 seconds on the clock. Everyone's in the bonus. KV's bets have paid out. He's gone. He's checked out. He's ready to cash his tickets. Ken's home by about 30 points. Narkle gets his first one. Doesn't get his second one. Craig takes the rebound. Bruce lobs it over. No worries, man. I'm always happy to ride a fellow punter's bets home here, mate. We like that. It's a community. If we're winning, the bookies aren't. 3-point shot from Bruce. Froling almost had another rebound. He got it with the back of his head. Awan takes a 3-point shot. Bruce came flying through from nowhere. Greeter's going to go the other end. They swing it wide. QJ Peterson. Will he take a 3? No. Tries to fire it out. Fired wide. Narkle for 3. Oh, it wasn't far off. Goodrick and Froling. I think Froling got another rebound there just for good measure. And he'll go to the line with 14.4 on the clock. He got the bucket. So it'll be the end one. Awesome, Ken. Look, it hasn't been a great close encounter, but there's been plenty of points. It hasn't been dull, that's for sure. As Froling hits another one there to make it 104. Get the scores right. 12 seconds on the clock. Sydney will wind this down, you would think. But, you know, we've had a few 50. Every quarter's gone 50 or more points, so Delvedova throws it out. Little fader, waved away. That will be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. 122 to 104. Sydney Kings win this one. The closest game they've played out this season, these two. One of the highest scoring games we've had on here. Let's run through the stats. 5 players for Illawarra end up in double digits. I think it was 7 for the Kings. Plenty of points. So let's do it. Tyler Harvey, 25 points, 1 assist. JaVale McGee, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, just short of a double-double. Daniel Greeter, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. A good night for him. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong line there. 17 points, 3 rebounds, no assists. It was Will Hickey, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. We then go back to QJ Peterson, 11 points, no rebounds, 1 assist. A lot of just shooting work for QJ in his 22.5 minutes. And then for the Kings, 23 points. Tim Suarez took the gong for the most points for the Kings. 6 rebounds, 1 assist. 22 points for KD, Kendrick Davis, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. Again, just short of a double-double for the marquee man. We go back 21 points. Makawach Malawach, a career night for him, 6 rebounds as well. 15 points, Xavier Cooks, 5 rebounds and assist. 14 points, Torrey Craig, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. And then we go 12 points, Kwat Noi, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. 11 points, Jalen Galloway, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. So, yeah, in the end, it was 5, 6, 7 Kings in double digits. 8 scorers in total. Delhi was the other with 4 points, 2 rebounds and 7 assists. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Chris. Always good. We will be back tomorrow for the New Zealand and Melbourne United game. The Kings lift the trophy for the Freeway Series that they play with their local rivals. They are 3-0 against Illawarra, and we'll play them again once more this season, I think in a couple of weeks' time. So, big weekend. As I said, we'll be back tomorrow, a little bit earlier. Tip-off, New Zealand versus Melbourne United, 5:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. There'll be a later game, but we won't be covering it. And then Saturday and Sunday, plenty of action. And then we'll be back with you on Thursday night for at least one, if not both, of the games on Thursday night next week. But until then, make sure to stay tuned to the channel. If you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, get involved in those comments when you come along, guys. It is a warm and welcome place. I hope you've seen that. But thank you again for tuning into your home of the Black and White of Sports. No grey opinions here. If you love your cricket or your tennis, or you're curious about cricket and tennis, make sure to check out our other videos that have dropped in the last 24 hours as well. We'll be back tomorrow night with some hoops. Live watch along. If I get a window tomorrow during the day, we might even punch out a Hoops Hype preview for that game, maybe even both games. We'll see how we go. But until next time, thank you again for tuning in. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I look forward to talking to you in the comments again tomorrow night for another live watch along.